Hi, this is the Anandashri Astrology Full Moon Forecast. My name is Kari Field. I'm a Vedic astrologer here in San Francisco. And today I'm just going to talk to you briefly about this upcoming full moon. The full moon of June 20th, 2016 will be at its peak at 4:02 a.m. Pacific time. It will reach its fullness, its climax at that time, in which it can't get any fuller and it will begin to wane after 4:02 a.m. Pacific time. This full moon is exceptional because it's also happening to fall on the same day as the summer solstice here in the northern hemisphere. The summer solstice is considered the first day of summer, and for those north of the equator, and it is the longest day of the year. The sun is at its full potential on this day, and they say that the solar energy reaches its peak. So Monday, June 20th, is going to be, and the night before, the evening before as well, is going to be a time filled with a lot of intense potential. A great deal of light will be bathing this planet from both the sun and the moon. In Vedic astrology, this full moon is going to fall in the lunar mansion or the Nakshatra of Mula. Mula. Nakshatra is called the root star. It's found at the tip of the scorpion's tail where the stinger is, the deadly stinger of Scorpio. And it is symbolized also by a tied up bunch of roots. Its deity, the ruler, is actually a goddess named Nirti. And Nirti was a form of Kali. Sometimes she's compared to Kali. And her name basically means disorder or going against the norm, dissolving, demolishing. So there's a great destructive power in Mula. But Mula marks an important transition point in the Vedic astrological zodiac, the point between Scorpio and Sagittarius. This marking place between the fire, or I should say the water of Scorpio, into the cusp place in which it transforms into fire, is an interesting and very subtle and kind of tentative place where fire and water come together. And the previous nakshatras leading up to Mula, which have dwelt more in the material world, dissolve and transform into the last section of the nakshatras, the last section of the zodiac, which is focused more on spiritual transformation, a spiritual focus. Other thing about Mula Nakshatra is because of its disconnection from the material realm, it's probably not a good moon to be investing in property or borrowing or lending money. Saturn also will be opposing Mercury almost exactly on the day of the full moon. So this isn't so good for travel, maybe, and also we have to be careful of being too critical of others, be careful of how we use our words, especially also how we speak to ourselves. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and move forward and do the little tarot reading for the moon that I've been doing the last few weeks. It seems to be really interesting. We can just ask the tarot cards what they think of this moon and yeah, see what they have to say. Okay, so here we go. I have the Aleister Crowley Tot deck, or Thought deck, depends how you say it. So I'm just going to shuffle and then we'll do the reading. Oh my gosh. Almost dropped my cards. One more. So today I tried using my, getting different microphone and stuff, and I ended up using this one. So let me know if you can hear me better. It's kind of in the way, but I think it's probably working better. Okay, so I'm just going to ground the energy and we'll start the reading. One moment. Okay. Just going to cut it one more time. All right. Okay. Well, this is great. Check this out. So, this is the Universe card, or in the Rider-Waite, it's called the World card. Now, it's interesting. This often comes with other cards, it really changes its meaning, but I really feel like what it's trying to bring into perspective here as we look at the other cards as well is there's a sort of coming through a cycle, a cycle within cycles. And what I was speaking about with the summer solstice is a solar cycle. And the lunar, full moon, new moon, of course, is also a cycle. And these cycles, like a clock, fit within each other, like minutes within hours, within days. And the time moves in perfection. It knits a web of karmic equilibrium, and it creates order within chaos. And this is a high point and a time in which karmic clearing can be had for sure with the world, with the universe. The other card that's sitting next to it is the High Priestess, the moon. So it's a pretty amazing card. The sacred feminine. Of course, the moon's always been connected to the feminine in many ways, but also this card is speaking about, I believe, the goddess Nirati and the Mula, the goddess that rules over this Nakshatra, and her incredibly wise and potent power for discernment and for clarity as well. She cuts through all the ignorance and fear. You know, she's very much demonized now in many ways, and I'll have to find a photo of her and I'll see if I can put it up on the video. But this aspect of Kali as one who really changes and subverts the norm, moves things in directions that they normally shouldn't, and creates massive space for originality, for whole new ways of reformatting and re-strategizing. So these two together are actually really quite different if we look at them in those perspectives. But it's almost as if it's saying there is a time. There's a time also for confusion and change. There's a time to challenge what we find in our comfort zones and push into other levels of growth. And the Prince of Wands, is a very much of a solar, masculine figure. The solar energy. The summer solstice is an excellent time to make set intentions and do rituals and magic and come together and focus, celebrate, create music, create connection. And it's an exuberant time in which we can be filled with energy and optimism and enthusiasm. So take advantage. Connect into your intuition. And I'll show you. Sorry. There we go. So, connect into your wisdom, your inner knowing, the deep and powerful feminine understanding of what is necessary and true, independent. You can cross through the abyss of your mind. You can cross into new levels of understanding and break out of karmic patterns that have kept you entangled through the power and through the incredible expansiveness and energy of the sun and the moon on this full moon solar solstice. Okay, that's pretty cool. So this has been the Anandashri Astrology full moon lunar forecast. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much. Be sure to like my stuff, share it, and subscribe to my channel, and so you can get more of these, or subscribe to my newsletter, and have a wonderful, safe, and exciting full moon. Namaste.